Another special episode from Memphis. Stay tuned. We got Kinfolk Kia Shine in the building. Yo, we are back. We are live at Georgio's for another special episode of the NuStyle. And I got a very, very special guest. I got Memphis' own Kinfolk Kia Shine.
Indeed. You dig the new style. What's poppin' with you, man? How you feeling, man?
Man, I am great now that you in the building, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Blessed by the best, and they can have all the rest.
With a very special gift.
Yeah, man, that's the first
truly.
Yo Gotti wax that we had pressed up. This goes back to 2003 right here. You know what I mean? 20-year anniversary for the Life album.
If you want to know if this is going in the Nuface collection, it's an immediately yes.
Immediately and repeatedly yes.
Legend in Memphis.
Yeah.
Starting in music, what got you started to hitting the mic, or who were you seeing in Memphis that inspired you to get on the mic, or was it producing first? To let the people know how you got your start in the game.
I really think it was just being able to be open to wherever God was leading me. You know what I mean? I always believe that one is too close to none when it pertains to hustles. You know what I mean? And the skill set to be able to rap is something I always had, but it wasn't. In watching A-Ball, MJG, Tony Draper, Ernest Draper, his brother, when they started Suave House, really inspired me. You know what I mean? But I was always intrigued by the business. I didn't want to be just a rapper that could rap and not be able to make any money, because I would see those horror stories of people going to music, having a talent, having some talent, but then ending up broke. You know what I mean? So that thing kind of stuck with me from the beginning. I always loved music. I always felt like hip hop was my music, as it pertained to my mom, who always played me her generation's music. Gotcha. This hip hop was like from my generation, and with this being the 50-year anniversary of hip hop, you know what I mean, and me being timeless, but you know what I mean, in that era, it's like I just feel like life inspired me. You know what I mean, and I was inspired by everything that took place that I saw around me. And then I grew up in a time where Memphis was coming into its own.
Yes.
You know, when you had Suave House doing this thing, when you had 3 6 Mafia doing their thing, and Yo Gotti. Well, see, here's the thing. I always want to break down Memphis for the people who don't know. Okay, so Memphis kind of starts with, okay, you got Spanish Fly, you got Gangsta Pat, Al Capone. Those guys, Al Capone is the guy who sings the Whoop That Trick song that plays at all the Memphis Grizzlies shows. Okay, then you have what happened was 3 6 8-Ball MJG, then you had 3 6 Mafia. Okay, and that whole wave. After that wave of music, then you had a very popular label that was likened into, I would say, if Atlanta, it was like QC. Rap Hustlers, which was my label, you know what I mean? And we had Yo Gotti, Skinny Pimp, Gangsta Black, Lil Chat, these people that we put
names like Criminal Man,
Squeaky, yeah,
Young Southern Players compilation.
Yeah, those kind of came out right before me, but what we did with Rap Hustlers was put all those artists on our label and put our projects on all of those guys. So we were like that force that came in after the 3 6 Mafia and 8-Ball MJG national wave. The blueprint that was laid down by the foundation of Rap Hustlers is really what the blueprint that Memphis is kind of going by. It's a beautiful thing to see it, you know what I mean?
You've been able to evolve. I mean, from the writing, from production. You're doing production on the new Glorilla album.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Shout out to Big Glow.
Immediately Yes podcast.
Yes, indeed.
Is up and running.
Yeah.
So how are you able to, still be relevant? It's a lot of artists that came out when you dropped Crispy that are no longer here.
That's very true.
It's a testament to your longevity, but what made you want to stay around? Because some people just didn't find the will or the passion for it. What kept you in this game and still relevant to where people know who you are to this very day?
I think first of all is God's favor. God's favor is major, first and foremost. Second of all, it's like, I think when you look at music and you look at like the shelf life of artists, you look at a guy like, rest in peace, Fetty Wap, but like had a hit record in maybe 14, 15, 16, and now he's back in jail because he had to go back to the streets when COVID hit. I have an attitude of gratitude that I'm in the position that I'm in. 16 years after the goal so crispy and it continues to spin and go crazy, I'm able to like continue to eat and be blessed off my intellectual property that is Memphis. I mean, that is music. I own my music. Another thing is that when I came out in the generation that was like, we had MySpace and we had Facebook was just getting started, but now you have you have Instagram and more of a social media generation. And you're right, I've definitely been able to adapt to be able to flow with that. But I think it's very important that you have to remain a student to remain prudent. You have to learn to be able to earn. You know what I mean? So to me, the minute you stop growing, you're dying. So I think that me have always a quest to be able to keep growing, to keep learning new skill sets, and then having ownership of my property and being able to have a co-write on a record as big as Best I Ever Had and stuff like that.
Facts.
That definitely allows me to be able to have the money or have the increase to be able to keep going to take care of my babies. I got 6 kids with this thing, and 2 of them just graduated from college. So my thing is like, you know, that's a blessing for me. But at the same time, the hunger inside of me and the desire that I am the culture. A lot of things that is going on right now with Memphis as far as music, as far as drip and all that. I was speaking on drip way back in when I put out Respect my first single before So Crispy, 06. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these things are like what the game is on right now. So I think that's another thing too, to be blessed to be able to come back retro in a scenario to where the youth is kind of doing the same thing that we were already doing. So that kind of pulls you back to make it valid. But I think also too, just being able to be a curator. Like when you're a creator, you know, God created this world into existence. He spoke it into existence, right? So for me, okay, I'm a creator. So it's like I'm going to always be creating something. I eat what I kill, I speak what I feel. You know what I mean? I was able to create a song that people liked and write it and own it and produce it and get a deal with it. But at the same time, the creativity doesn't stop there. So,
yeah, and I brought something. You spoke about this label here. Are you familiar with this and what this would be?
Oh man, what? This is Lost. This is 8 Ball's first solo project that he had like a triple CD with. Is what this is, man. What you mean? I definitely know about this, man. That's Suave House. Yes, indeed, man.
And I just brought a couple other things, and maybe you can let the people know what we got here.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is classic. Rest in peace to Gangsta Boo. Inquiring Minds. This tape. Oh my God, man. This was Wang on here, man. Don't Stand So Close to Me was on here. Oh my God. Shout out to Gangsta Boo and the whole 3 6 Mafia, the Hypnotized Mind. R.I.P. Lola, man. What else you got? Oh man, this. Oh my God. Oh man. I had a Sebring, a Chrysler Sebring 2-door coupe during this time. I remember this, man. Wow. This song was so classic, bro. Man, it was so classic.
If you step outside, because my ride is awaiting.
Waiting, a nightcap.
We made it, awaiting. And then we got who?
Denzel, How Well, We Blow Hell in the Zenzel. Man, listen, Satin Sheets.
Man, who we got here?
Okay, oh my God, Project Pat, laying a smackdown. Man, listen, guys. Man, bro, listen, man. This is classicness. Listen, shout out to a lot of people don't give this guy a lot of credit. Not Project Pat, because he definitely gets his blame, but Steve Ripken.
Loud Records.
Yeah. Loud Records. He saw something in 3 6 Mafia and Memphis in the marketplace and tapped into that marketplace. That was definitely you gotta compliment the guys who have those great eyes and they know and they see, because a lot of in today's marketplace is always about the data. The data says this song was a hit record, so it's a hit record. But no, guys like Steve Ripken, guys like Tony Draper, they saw the talent, saw it, and was like, okay, tapped into it, and this is a hit record. So I appreciate those guys, man.
And so now we're speaking about what Kinfolk is doing now. We got the Immediately Yes podcast.
Yes, we got the Immediately Kinfolk podcast. Immediately Yes, Immediately No is just a segment on it. Coffee with Kinfolk is also a segment on the podcast as well. And it's just really behind the grind, motion, music, all that's going on too. So it's like, it's just a podcast. It's not just it's audio, it's visual. It's there's a segment heavy on this joint or whatever. So it's like a lot of fun, it's humor, is also some woke folk, which me and my brother do together. It's going to be some really dope segments, and it's going to include people like Nuface as well, and some great conversations, some legendary commentary. But it's fun though. It's real fun. It's we're going to have kind of like if ridiculousness met Breakfast Club, kind of like, you know what I mean? It's a cool hybrid of what's going on.
You just got your production credit on this Glorilla.
Yes,
how did that collaboration come about, and how did you meet her, and what do you think about her?
All right, well, I just reached out from the beginning when I heard Glorilla was making her move. I reached out to her and I was like, yo, I got to get in the studio with her. I love her voice. And her and her management, Mark, brought her down to Tree Sound Studios. We went in there and we went crazy, and we ended up doing that Get That Money, which is on her Anyways Life Great project. And then on the bonus joint, she put Gloss Up on that joint. So I got Gloss Up and Glorilla on that remix or whatever. So Fertile Ground Music is my production company. We've got some production on AR Mermaid. She's from Memphis too. She just signed with 300. So we've got some production with her as well as I got a couple other joints coming out with Post Malone's artist Tyler Yahweh as well.
So let the people know where they can tap in with you and your page and what you got coming on.
Man, listen, man, make sure y'all tap in with Kinfolk, man. My website is coffeewithkinfolk.com. Website Kinfolk_Kia Shine. And I do have a new movie coming out July 21st on Netflix with Jamie Foxx. It is called They Clone Tyrone. It will be, we doing the premiere of it June 14th down at the American Black Film Festival in Miami. But it comes out July 21st on Netflix. So make sure y'all check that thing out. And yeah, man, that's also, I'm gonna drop one more bomb on you before we slide. You remember the movie Half Baked?
Yes,
with Dave Chappelle. I'm in Half Baked too. We shot that last year, and that's be coming out as well. So look out for Kinfolk on all the movies and all that, man. And Superfly, if you ain't seen that, go peep that. But yeah, we doing music, film, television, and autismadvocates.org. That's my website for autism. My son has autism. That's my nonprofit. So we definitely about that mental health as well.
Well, thank you for coming, man.
Thank you so much, man. Love you, man.
Wait to tune in what you got in the future, man.
Indeed.
It's an honor.
And done.
We live here at Georgio's, Nuface, NuStyle, Kinfolk Kia Shine.
Immediately, yes.
Bam. All right.